Gossip time. It is easy to gossip, and more the merrier. But when the group is long, group is full of wisdom, and a lot of thoughts come into being, and later on, putting them together, or say draw a nectar out of that, it becomes more challenging, and everyone expects कि it should be done fast, but it is not possible because we discuss a lot. We everything out of the discussion is not worth capturing. But then once we are discussing it continuously, consistently, yes, there is some wisdom that flows out of that. It so happened last weekend I was working on some aviation article, and I had to draw one image which was to talk about the air routing. And someone asked, Ki Baba, what is this? You are working on something connecting the world or connecting the universe, and that make a topic for discussion. So gossip time became a gossip to meditate, or gossip time learning on meditation, or the meditation itself. This all turned to a lot of gossip over the meditation. Then I said, okay, we will sit again. Then 2 or 3 days, every day we were talking, discussing on the subject. And then people start sharing a lot of things in the group. So now, since I had taken it on me, so I had to start putting them together. So these are some of the inputs that came from various people in the group, that gossip time group, right? So this all is the inputs, and then transcription of the same, right? So which flows into multiple sheets. And now I was thinking how to put them in a narration form, or make or help people read this. So I was counting roughly about 16, 17, 18 plus pages. So I cannot talk in the same sequence of discussion because it will not make sense. So I have tried to capture in 2 or 3 series, and time permit we will take them one by one. First thing first, the discussion started. Since we all are not communicators in the group, but then communication is the fundamental to mankind. So without communication, we are nothing. We are communicating every moment. Now I am talking to you, we are communicating. So we may not be communication professional, but we have to use communication. The thing started from that. And communicating with the unknown. Once we know that with whom we are talking, we are communicating, the matrix is different. Then it came into being, since our focus is on discussion such with such a person who is unknown. So what are the techniques, and then how to do it? Then people said there are Zen techniques, there are Buddhist techniques, or there are Tantric techniques, or there are different techniques, and there are Vedic techniques also. Okay, Vedic techniques is okay. But nowadays there are scientific techniques also, right? I have read it on alpha mind, beta, gamma waves which the mind generates. So there are scientific techniques also. But someone said there is a technique of Bhagavad Gita. Now that make discussion very hot. He says Gita doesn't talk of meditation, right? Gita talks of strategies of war, and it was to prepare Arjuna for undertaking that war. Then someone said, you cannot have a war with your mind at rest, mind at peace, and this is what is meditation. So Bhagavad Gita, many think is only lesson at the war field, but it is not. Krishna gives lessons on purification of mind, as it is essential to fight. No, this fight could be fighting on the battlefield or fighting on the daily life front. So the fight is not war, rather to fight the conflicts in the mind. That is a real fight, right? Shall I fight or shall I not fight? That's what the was the confusion of Arjuna, and that's what Krishna clarified. And once he was full of wisdom, he took the war. So meditation is taught in Gita. It is confirmed now, right? So first we all had to come to one conclusion, that Gita is talking about meditation. Otherwise, the Gita is not only the book of war strategies. So now the question is, how, where Gita talks of meditation, right? So there is a way to meditate that Krishna taught in the Gita, and answer is yes. We have agreed on that, and that's why we will move forward now on this topic. So first we had to come to one thing, that we know that Gita talks about meditation. So as I mentioned, we are communicators, right? And communicators know that communication between two persons or two groups or two communities or between two entities is possible only once we have got a medium, right? So we need a system and we need a channel to communicate. Communication could be verbal, non-verbal, or even an unknown thing could also cause a communication. Nowadays it could be physical and non-physical also. We have experienced the virtual mode of communication. It could be a hybrid mode of communication, and it is important to know the receiver. And once we know, it is easy. But if you do not know the receiver, then there is another conflict of coding and decoding procedure for the communication. So for two-way communication, we must know the code of communication. And it is important that even if you are having a face-to-face communication, we might miss the effective communication. So effective communication is very important, and that's what Krishna has emphasized in Gita, that you must communicate with your mind, and once your mind is in sync with your communication, you can analyze the thing. But since our focus is on discussion, communication with the unknown, right? For that, there are, as I mentioned already, different methods and strategies, but there are different forms of people who practice meditation, right? We have seen, we do not want to name them, but we have seen people not cutting hairs, not eating meat, or any other things. There some kind of rules they make. Not drinking wine, not drinking tea, coffee. Some people make their own rules and regulations. Not taking full, that is fasting, or any kind of hermit style of life that they think is the medium to meditate. But Bhagavad Gita on meditation, Krishna hints about this in various chapters. But to have a focused discussion on that, we shall concentrate the wisdom that flows in chapter 5, verse 27 to 29, chapter 6, verse 11 onwards, but specifically between verses 11 and 17, and specifically verse 11, 12, 13, 15, and 17. As I mentioned, chapter 6 is dedication to that fully for meditation. I am already into 10 minutes of video on this, but anyhow, we will have to bear some time. So now when Krishna says how to reach to him, when Krishna speaks about how to reach to him, he is talking about meditation techniques that will enable to reach to him. And Krishna has proclaimed that he is the God himself. So if you have to reach to him, then you must follow what he tells, and once you are able to reach, you are reaching to the Lord. Right? That point is very clear, Krishna. And Krishna is entitled to show that, because he is the ultimate. He has proved. Right? So we, on this presumption, we are moving forward.